Hello and welcome to today's presentation on Shell Tellus Hydraulic Oil. This webinar is brought to you by Viva Energy, who are the Australian macro distributor for Shell lubricants. Some housekeeping for today. The session will be recorded for later viewing. As we're going to start soon, I would encourage you to use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to enter any questions you may have. Questions will be answered in our Q&A session at the end of the presentation. There will also be 3 sections of today's webinar where we will stop and a question will be asked. We have a multiple choice slide on the screen at that time, and if you could answer your question in the chat button, which is found on the bottom for your response to that question. By submitting a response to the question, you will have the chance to win a Shell Lubricants Motion Gift Pack. As always, you've got to be in it to win it. So really, if you're sitting there thinking, am I going to answer this? Am I not going to answer it? Have a go. You may just win. I encourage you to participate. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. My name is Steve Keogh, and I'm the National Product Manager for Lubricants and Lubrication Systems at Motion Australia. At Motion, we have a close alignment with Shell Lubricants and find our customers associate well with the performance, protection, and efficiency the Shell brand is well known for. We're committed to bring you on the journey with your plant and mobile equipment. Today, I'm pleased to bring to you Vesta Verwip and Jeff Buchan from Viva Energy Shell Lubricants, who will be presenting the Shell Tellus Hydraulic Oil webinar to you. I will now hand over to Vesta, who will commence the journey through today's webinar. Over to you, Vesta.
Thanks, Steve. So today we will be covering the following. We want to talk to you about our global technology and what it means to you and what makes us different from our competitors. Understanding the basic hydraulic systems and why choosing the right oil matters so much. We will then look at Shell Tellus naming convention, which will help you make sense of our product range. We will look at the Tellus range and applications, matching the right oil to the job. The Shell difference and how it delivers real measurable savings. We will then have a recap looking at the key benefits and value you can take away from today's webinar. Up next, we will have a quick look at Panelin, our biodegradable product range that offers sustainability without compromise. Our technical support and help desk, where you can get expert assistance. And then we will have a Q&A session where your questions will be answered. So on the next slide, it is packed full of information. But some key points I want to draw your attention to. So why does Shell lead the world in lubricants? From this slide, you can read we have been named #1 globally for 18 years in a row. Our global reach, premium lubricants made from natural gas, known as Pure Plus, is sold in over 135 countries. Our massive scale, including 32 blending plants, 4 base oil plants, 10 grease plants, and 5 liquid gas hubs. This, combined with over 300 scientists and technical experts, ensuring you are getting the latest technology, giving you a reduced overall cost of ownership. So how is this achieved? It is through energy and fuel savings, having extended drain intervals, reducing maintenance costs and downtime, all of which help reduce the overall cost of ownership, to name just a few benefits. Looking at investment, we spend nearly 1.3 billion US every year, which is 2 billion in Australian dollars, on research and development, and have done so every year since the 1940s. This is all aimed at making improved products that save the customer money by reducing the overall cost of ownership, in fact, saving our customers millions every year. Our oils are recommended and approved by original equipment manufacturers, OEMs. This shows that not only have our oils been fully tested to their specs, they actually recommend the use of these and will not void any warranty when using these, giving you peace of mind your warranty is safe. I would now like to pass over to Jeff, who will be taking you through the next part of the webinar.
Thank you, Vesta. Next slide, please. So a hydraulic system is a technology that uses fluid under pressure to transmit power and perform work. Pressure creates heat, which degrades the fluid. The use of incorrect fluid can result in elevated deposit formation. So these deposits adversely affect valve operation. Soft particles can deposit within the clearances of the valves and cause stick and slip operations. These soft particles over time can also harden to create wear particles, which can degrade the performance of the pump. So it's important to select the correct hydraulic fluid. Next slide, please. Fun fact. So Shell products are named after Shell types or related themes. Tellus refers to the Tellina family of shells. Naming convention is structured to help users quickly understand the product portfolio and performance level, base oil type, and application suitability. Here's how it works. Tellus indicates the product is a hydraulic oil. The tiers reflect the performance level, S1 being entry level, S2 being general purpose, S3 being premium mineral oil, and S4 being advanced synthetic. The suffix denotes application conditions, V regarding versatility over a large temperature range, X indicating strong mechanical wear performance, and E, energy efficiency. And we'll look a bit more specifically at those as we look at the products individually. And lastly, the viscosity grade. We have a lower the number, the thinner the oil, the higher the number, the thicker the oil. Next slide, please. So as we progress from entry to advance, our lubricant life extends. Note S4ME with the 10,000 hours there. So the value delivered by such extensions in oil life include reduced oil consumption costs, reduced maintenance costs, and also reduced waste oil costs. Next slide, please. So the Shell Tellus S2 range is designed to deliver reliable protection, efficiency, and long oil life in both industrial and mobile applications. So let's look at the TOST test down there. So TOST stands for Turbine Oxidation Stability Test. It is an industry standard test used to estimate the oxidation stability of a hydraulic oil. So the test fluid is exposed to heat, water, and metal catalysts and is periodically tested testing ends when the results show unacceptable degradation has occurred. The S2 range can last beyond the TOS test hours in field conditions if the said accelerators are minimized. Often, Tellus S2 range is trialed with potential customers to extend oil drain intervals beyond that of the incumbent fluid. So Viva Energy provides technical support engineers, such as myself, to provide support here to extend oil life beyond what you're currently using. Over to you, Steve, for a quick question.
Thanks very much, Jeff. So this is the part of the webinar where you get to be interactive and have a go at the questions. So the first question is today, which Shell Tellus product can extend oil life up to 10,000 hours? So if you go to the chat there and enter either A, Shell Tellus Hydraulic Oil S1M, B, Shell Tellus S2MX VX, C, Shell Tellus S3M, or D, Shell Tellus S4ME. So there's four choices there. If you just go to the chat, put A, B, C, or D in, we'll give you a few minutes there to find the chat and put your question in there. But thanks for that sterling opening, guys. That was fantastic. And Jeff, I'm really excited to see this run down and this deck that we're presenting today. And the opportunity with these particular products in the market is second to none, and certainly with the quality of Shell product. In your experience, what do you find most customers go to for their applications?
Shell Tellus S2MX is, I guess, broadly used over the industry. A lot of customers, potential customers, use it to extend oil drain intervals and also deliver, I guess, extended maintenance on their components, so they're not having to drain the oil as much. They're not having to replace componentry that much. Yeah, the Shell Tellus S2, the general purpose range, is often used quite a lot in industry in Australia, that is, as well. So mining all over the.
Okay. Lovely. Thanks, Jeff. So can we have the correct answer, please? There we go. So the answer was D. Which Shell Tellus product can extend oil life up to 10,000 hours? The answer is D. So over to you, Jeff, and next slide, please.
Thanks. Shell Tellus S2MX. So where is it used? So it's ideal for stationary hydraulic systems in industrial environments, such as indoors. It's supported with over 130 OEM approvals and listings. So as I said before, this is why I guess a lot of people use it. It has a broad range of OEM recommendations and approvals. Interesting, it provides up to 75% better sludge resistance in industry standard thermal stability tests. So again, this is one of the reasons why we can use it to extend oil drain intervals. Next slide, thank you. So our S2VX, this is designed for mobile hydraulic systems and environments with variable temperatures. So it contains additives that allow the oil to be more mobile in cold temperatures and be more viscous at operational temperatures. It can also be used to rationalize multiple viscosity grades to one single grade. So instead of having 5 different viscosities, you can have one grade. Next slide, please. So let's look at the new Bosch Rexroth hydraulic oil specification, and we'll look at its relevance to Tellus. But before we move forward, I want to note the water separation, which is noted on the slide here. So as an oil oxidizes, it loses its ability to separate water. When an oil oxidizes, it becomes more like water. It's becoming polar. So passing this test, it ensures water does not demulsify or does not emulsify with oil as it ages. So this allows, at the end of the day, if the system was to be contaminated with excessive amounts of water, for you to turn the equipment off and the water to quickly separate to the bottom where you're able to drain it. Next slide, thank you. So Shell Tellus S2MX was one of the first lubricants to meet this new Bosch Rexroth specification. It should also be noticed that Shell Tellus S2VX also meets this specification. This new specification is a rigorous testing protocol which is used to evaluate the performance of hydraulic oils. The slide shows the conditions of this new test, which you can see up here on the left, sorry, on the right. This new test, they're significantly more severe compared to some of the legacy hydraulic oil tests. Lubricants such as Shell Tellus S2MX and VX, which meet this specification, what do? They ensure long-term reliability of the hydraulic systems, and they support extended maintenance intervals, which a lot of OEMs are demanding now for their components. S3 and S4. The industry is trending towards improved energy efficiency. It's happening everywhere. To reduce weight, especially in mobile components, reservoirs are becoming smaller. OEMs are competing with each other, so they're also demanding longer oil drain intervals. Hence, the temperatures of hydraulic systems are becoming much hotter. Traditional zinc anti-wear packages, which are used in most entry-level hydraulic oils, unfortunately, they degrade to sludge at temperatures over 130 degrees Celsius. So here we use zinc-free anti-wear packages because they have a much higher tolerance to extreme pressures. So usually you'll use these S3 products in extremely hot conditions. So zinc-free products, what do? They extend oil life by preventing damaging deposits and sludge forming, and they also provide consistent performance under high temperature and load conditions. Next slide, thank you. S3, so where would you use this product? It's ideal for remote or inaccessible locations where long oil life is critical, but also in hydraulic systems with elevated temperatures, obviously. The absence of zinc also means the lubricant has low aquatic toxicity, so it's more favorable for use near bodies of water. And next slide, thank you. So this is our top of a range product, which uses synthetic base oil technology. It's designed to reduce energy consumption by between 1% to 4% through optimized flow and frictional characteristics. Steve, on to a question, if that would be okay.
Thanks very much, Jeff, and thanks for that rundown. So we're through to our second question here, and it's why is the Bosch Rexroth approval important? So we want you to match the correct A, B, C, or D here. Wear protection prevents damage to pumps and components. B, foam resistance extends oil life in high temp conditions. C, water separation ensures consistent performance over time. Or D, viscosity, stability, avoids clogging, and supports fine filtration. So A, B, C, or D. In the chat there, I can see some questions, some answers coming into the question. Give you some time to put a few more in, and a little bit of a reminder. We've got a Q&A facility at the end of this webinar. So if you, after you put your response into this question, you will see there's a little button in your taskbar there, down the bottom, Q&A. So you can put any questions in regarding Shell Tellus hydraulic oil into that Q&A there. And towards the end of our webinar today, we will go over those questions for you and provide a response. So as we know, any question you don't ask is one you're not going to know the answer to.
Yes.
So it is anonymous, so please put those questions in as we go. So we'll go on and we'll get the correct answer to this one now. The answer to come in, if we could have the answer, please. It's A, where protection prevents damage to pumps and components. Next slide, please, and back over to you, Jeff.
Thank you.
I think this
Next,
might be me.
that might be you, Vesta. Yep.
Next slide, please.
Oh, my apologies. Over to you, Vesta.
I now want to take you through a case study that has taken place over the past 5 years and shows you exactly how using Shell Tellus in a real-world example can save you money. In conjunction with Motion, we were asked to supply Shell Tellus into a fire truck hydraulic system used to operate the ladder. The initial oil the brigade were using had to be changed every 2 years after the initial used oil samples showed the oil was not suitable for further usage. To date, the Shell Tellus product has been in use for the past 5 years. And with used oil samples collected every year, the results show this oil will be good enough to last 10 years, or the expected life of the ladder. So once again, Shell Tellus is lowering the total cost of ownership. Next slide, please. Over to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Vesta. So wear is the result of excessive metal-to-metal contact. So Shell Tellus is formulated with highly surface-active anti-wear additives that enable a superior protection under highly stressed conditions. So if we have a look at the slide you have in front of you, we can see the top, there's a typical pump piston, and at the bottom we have a typical motor center pin. So both of these oils have undergone the Bosch-Rexroth tests, and at the end of the tests, the components from the pump are stripped down and evaluated for wear. Now, the typical pump piston, the image is not clear at the top. I guess there's clear distinguishing between wear, but if we look at the bottom motor center pin, we can see that the Shell Tellus oil on the left is has significantly protected the motor center pin as opposed to the competitive fluid on the right. We can see the wear in this red circle there. So again, I guess that's one of the great benefits of this new Bosch-Rexroth specification, and why it's important that most oils pass that, because it does provide superior wear protection. It also provides those other benefits which are listed on that slide, which was shown previously, but this is the main benefit of passing that Bosch-Rexroth spec. Next slide, please. So excessive exposure of lubricant to water, heat, and oxygen promotes the formation also of sludge and varnish. What do these deposits do? They increase wear, they increase filter replacement costs, and they also decrease the oil drain intervals. So the chemistry of Shell Tellus has been specifically developed to inhibit sludge generation and as a result to lower your investment costs on lubricant. Again, this is another reason why the Shell Tellus S2MX range, for example, is used to extend oil drain intervals beyond that of a lot of our competitors. And you can see an example of the protection against the generation of sludge in the two images here, where Shell significantly has deposited less sludge on those metallic components than the image on the right. Next slide, thank you. Hydraulic systems also contain a number of seals to prevent either the ingress of dirt, moisture, or the leakage of fluid to the environment. Seal shrinkage is caused when seal material migrates into the lubricant. This allows dirt to enter the system and can accelerate wear. Seal swell, that's caused when too much lubricant migrates into the seal and causes it to split. This causes the loss of lubricant to the environment and can be quite costly with environmental cleanup costs, but also replacement for the lubricant as well. So the Tellus portfolio overall has been carefully balanced to ensure appropriate seal compatibility over a broad range of seal materials. So you can see why investing in Shell Tellus range avoids said seal issues and can also reduce the total cost of ownership for you as a whole. Steve.
Thank you, Jeff. That was great. Next question. Now, this is the third question in our quiz time. What will help to lower the cost of ownership? A, metallic components in lubricants. B, Shell Tellus VX and MX to protect component wear. C, components with sludge. Or D, poor sealing and product leakage. So A, B, C, or D. In the chat there, I can see the answers coming through. We'll give you a little bit more time there. And a little bit of reminder, we got a Q&A at the end of the webinar. So there is a Q&A button. Start typing in your questions that you may have about Shell Tellus hydraulic oil or hydraulic oil in general into that Q&A section, which is different from the chat section. It's over to the right-hand side on your taskbar there. So put your questions in. And certainly, as we know, if you don't ask, you don't know. So we've got Jeff, Viva Energy's Shell hydraulic oil specialist with us today, and he will be answering questions at the end of the webinar. So if we could have the correct answer to our third and last question, please. All right, B, Shell Tellus VX and MX to protect component wear. So very apt, and with what we've learnt so far and Jeff's articulated, we're well positioned to serve our customers with a premium hydraulic offer. Back over to you, Jeff. And next slide, please.
No, this is me.
Oh, sorry, Vesta.
That's all right. That's all right. So let's have a quick relook at some of the key benefits we have already mentioned. Wear protection. Those components inside the hydraulic system that are not easy to see on a regular basis. Knowing that you have the best protection for these will give you peace of mind that the lubricant is doing what it is designed to do and protect these internal parts. With extended drains, and in some cases up to 4 times longer than opposition lubricants. Just think of this example. You have a hydraulic system that holds 200 liters. Your current opposition oil requires you to change that every 500 hours. So let's look at the cost of replacing 200 liters of oil. You have to dispose of those 200 litres. If the oil has contaminants in it, you will need to flush the system first. The filters will need to be replaced. The mechanic or engineers time to drain and refill the system, install the filters, etc. And finally, the downtime while this all takes place. It all adds up. If you use the correct oil, all of these costs can be greatly reduced. And today we have shown you our product that can help you achieve this. And finally, system efficiencies. From lowering the cost of fuel used to energy savings on a fixed system, to less oil changes and less downtime. It all adds up to lowering the total cost of ownership. Shell Tellus is the right choice for your hydraulic system. Next slide, please. I just want to take you on a quick recap of Shell Panelin, our biodegradable lubricant that was shown in our webinar last year. Then it was a taste of what was to come. And now we have an extensive range available to Motion customers. Designed for operations where environmental protection is a priority. It covers a wide spectrum, everything from heavy-duty diesel engine oils, hydraulic oils, greases, gear oils, and turbine oils. One of the key benefits is that it is readily biodegradable, meaning it breaks down quickly in the environment if there is ever a spill or leak. It is used across sectors like forestry, marine, construction, agricultural, and even local councils. In fact, anywhere that reducing environmental risks is a priority. They are non-toxic to aquatic life and can even contribute towards the upcoming Scope 3 emission reductions. Scope 3 is a scoring system used by government and councils to evaluate contractors' ability to reduce their impact on the environment. So Panelin is a great fit for businesses looking to improve sustainability performance without sacrificing quality. On the next slide, there is a couple of examples where Panelin is used around the world. The London Eye, over 100,000 hours without an oil change. The Panama Canal, over 170 hydraulic systems, all filled with Panelin. Hyundai construction equipment is factory filled with Panelin for those machines exported to Europe. And finally, Plaza, whose trains are factory filled with Panelin. So that is just a quick idea of where this product can be used. Also, for those looking to get contracts with government agencies, councils, etc., this product will help in achieving Scope 3 requirements. Next slide, please. On to our technical support. Our technical support team is really the backbone when it comes to helping customers with any fuel or lubricant inquiry. Our technical team are tribology experts. That is the science of friction, wear, and lubrication. So they really understand how our oils perform in the real world. They can help with product recommendations, product safety and technical data sheets, and even guide customers on suitable lubricant alternatives or rationalization opportunities, especially if they are trying to simplify or optimize products ranged. They are also more practical support like storage and handling advice, interpreting oil analyst results, and having access to Shell's global technical specialist if something needs a deeper investigation. So essentially, we've got strong technical backing on both a local and global level. And finally, I would like to extend an offer to those who would like to discuss their current usage with the view of getting feedback on how to move across to Shell Tellus and reduce the total overall cost of ownership. So that is there for you guys. If you'd like to reach out to your local motion person, they'll be able to put you in touch with us. Thank you for that. Thanks, Steve.
Steve, I think you're on mute.
You're on mute.
My apologies, everyone. The didn't come off mute there. So that was a fantastic recap there in that final stages. So we're going to go to the final four-stage recap of today's webinar. So if we could have next slide, please. Shell, #1 global lubricant supplier for 18 consecutive years, $1.3 billion in investment each year. Next slide, please. The Shell naming convention, the overview of the Shell product and information so you can discern and understand which each product is. Next slide, please. The Shell Tellus S2 range, Shell Tellus S2MX, and Shell Tellus S2VX. Next slide, please. Shell Tellus, wear protection, extended oil drain intervals, and system efficiency, lowering the total cost of ownership for your plant and equipment. Next slide, please. So we've got our Q&A session open now where questions will be asked to Jeff or Vesta accordingly. So put your question, if you haven't got your questions in the chat there, please type them in now. That might be regarding Shell Tellus hydraulic oil, or it might be regarding hydraulic oil in general, or something you'd like to know. So we've got a few questions that have come in there to start with, Jeff, but the first one is, let's see. Okay, our first question today in the Q&A is, how does the Shell Tellus naming convention help us better understand fluids performance?
Good question. With the slide pack there, we had a quick rundown of the lubricant's oil life. So our S1 lubricant, that being our entry-level products, where if you're looking at price, etc., as a key driver to what you're looking for a hydraulic oil. Then we have our S2 range, which is a more general purpose lubricant with over 150 OEM specifications. So it covers quite a range of OEMs with an oil life of around about 5,000 hours on the TOS test. But remember, that can be extended beyond that if those said contaminants in the TOS test are removed. So the S2MX range also provides extra performance when it comes down to wear, the X being longer, or indicates that you have better equipment reliability. You get extra wear performance out of the oil. S3, because industry is moving towards, I guess, smaller components, less hydraulic oil, things run hotter. We don't have that traditional Z Anywhere package in there, so it has a better, I guess, life regarding sludge generation, etc. So the oil life can last a bit longer beyond the 5,000 TOS life to around about 7.5. And then if you're looking at, and that's generally used in areas where you've got elevated temperatures. So if you're using an S2 range and your system is running at, say, around about 130 degrees, your hydraulic system, and you want to extend the oil life a bit further than what you have it at the moment, you could use, instead of the S2, you could go to the S3, and that'll expand your oil drain intervals. And then finally, our S4 ME, that's where we're looking at efficiencies via, if you're using a hydraulic system and you've got an electric motor and you want to reduce the amount of electricity consumed, you'd move to a synthetic oil, so better energy efficiency through improved, I guess, or more consistent molecular structure of organic molecules. That's where you'd look at using that range of lubricants. But there is a summary there in one of the slides in the pack. Oil life as we go from S1 to S4, but there's other benefits which are delivered. S3, we don't have that zinc anywhere package, so less sludge, so it can extend even further in warm conditions, very hot conditions. And then if you're looking for energy efficiency, that's when we'll use the M4MA. I hope that answers that question. If not,
thank you, Jeff. Yeah, very detailed response, and we've sort of got the next three questions covered with that one. But yeah, that's great. So one of our key takeouts is the difference in the S2 MX and the VX. Essentially, the VX will cater for a wider variety of operational conditions, but certainly Jeff and the team can help you out there with product selection and also understanding your applications. So thanks very much. So keep putting your questions in and we will attempt to get through them all. If we don't get through all your questions today, we will provide a response post the webinar. The next question, Jeff, is yeah, interesting enough, this is coming up a fair bit lately with, you know, minimized lubricant reservoirs on equipment, as we know, and things like, you know, air bleed rate and energy consumption and the efficiency of hydraulic oil. So this is a question that it's what role does sludge and varnish protection play in extending the oil life of hydraulic fluids and the components in a highly stressed system?
Yeah, good question. So when an oil oxidizes, it gains oxygen. So we all know there's a lot of oxygen in water, and that oxygen is very polar. And we know like attracts like, and metal components, we know that they're polar because they can conduct electricity, etc. So what happens is when those deposits get oxygen, they like to plate out on metallic surfaces. So think about those clearances in your servo valves, etc. They become blocked and you get restricted flow there. But also as deposits increase in your system, filter blockage rates increase. If you have a sump, a reservoir, that suddenly becomes accumulated, or the bottom of the sump becomes saturated with deposits. These deposits, again, remember, they're soft initially, but as the oil circulates through the system, just through chance, the deposit molecules will hit each other. They'll become larger and larger, and they can reduce the amount of moisture in them. They'll sometimes have moisture, and when that moisture is taken out of them, they become hard deposits. So those hard deposits, what do? If you've got a gear pump, etc., they're going to deposit or reach the surface of the gear pump, and they'll become wear particles and accelerate wear even further. They'll become abrasive, three body abrasion and such, or even cutting wear. So by having an oil which resists that type of sludge and deposit formation obviously it'll extend the oil life, so you don't have to change the oil out as regularly, or your component life is going to be enhanced because of less wear particles, less deposits, etc. So that's why I guess one of the reasons we're seeing from a lot of our customers, if they're using a hydraulic system with an incumbent oil with, say, 2,000 hours, we can extend it to either 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. In some systems, it lasts the life of the component, the one oil. So we design our lubricants to add value to our customers. Hopefully that answers that question.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Fantastic. We've got another one, and this one, it looks like it's one for you, Vesta. A question, and the question is, and it's a two-part question, by the way, so if you don't mind, I'll give you the two parts. The first part of the question is, how do I contact my local Shell Viva account manager? And the next part of the question is, and this is from one of our staff members at Motion, will the account manager assist me with my customers' applications and plant?
Yep. Okay. So firstly, contacting your local account manager. We have provided Motion with a list of the account managers around the country. So I'm sure Steve will share that with you if he hasn't done it so already. And absolutely, we are there to work with you guys, with your customers, on solving their problems. So reach out, use the phone number, email, whatever. We are there to help you guys go out, visit the customer, and see what their problems are, and then get them in touch with technical help desk, which will push them in the right direction. Thanks, Steve, for that.
Yeah, thanks, Vesta. And this looks like we're starting to get a little bit thin on times, guys. So put your questions in, and we'll endeavour to get through them all. If not, we will get back to you later on. But we've got one more question that we will get to here, and this question is, I believe it's for Jeff. And the question, or it is for Jeff, sorry. The question is, I'm currently using another brand of hydraulic oil. What is the Shell Tellus difference, and what sort of improvements would I see moving over to Shell Tellus?
The big difference is that Osh-Rexroth specification. That's one of the major differences, but also the way we balance our formulations to ensure the longevity. The big benefit I'd see was being able to extend oil drain intervals, but also having access to our technical support team as well to assist you with delivering value to your business. They're the key drivers there for what we can do. Don't forget that the product has over 150 OEM approvals, so there's a bit of peace of mind there, that because it covers such a broad range of OEMs that you can use it in a variety of different applications.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jeff. Okay. Well, we might close off our Q&A session there as we're getting close in time. But if you've got any more questions, please put them into the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen, and we will get back to you at a later time. So I would like to say a big thank you to Vesta and Jeff from Viva Energy, who are the Shell Lubricants macro distributor for Australia. In the coming weeks, we will be announcing the winner of the gift pack. For any assistance with this program, or at your branch, or with your customer, or if you are a customer of ours, please reach to your local Motion account manager. We'd be too happy to come out and help you. I'd like to thank everyone for their input. I'd like to thank everyone for their attendance. and being with us today. Goodbye.